And welcome back to Bayou Time. So very happy to say that on the desk with us today is the first female fire chief in this area. Her name is Chief Gina Danos. And first of all, congratulations. What a great honor for you.
Thanks so much, Martin.
Yeah, and I remember you being here on Sports on the Bayou,
Yes.
and I went through the whole show
hmm
without anybody telling me. And then at the end, somebody came up and said, Martin, that was the first female fire chief
hmm
here in the parish. And I said, well, why y'all didn't let me know it? I had it on then, but I
I
told
think
you I would get you back.
that's right. I think they were trying the whole time, and I kept trying to hide, but I knew you'd get me on one day.
This is fantastic because, like I said, I've been on the news desk for many, many
hmm
years, and I've seen Terrebonne Parish grow. And I've seen them invite women into very important positions. Because when I first got in the news desk, this wouldn't have happened.
hmm
So by y'all perseverance and determination and knowledge and
hmm
expertise, y'all have paved a great way. But where did you get started? Did you ever have a vision of being a fire chief one day?
No, actually, I didn't even have the vision of being a firefighter in a sense. I knew I always wanted to be a medic. I ended up going to UL for a little while, kind of took a different path, went for criminal justice. But it's kind of funny. The first day I was there for class, my cousin who helped move me in the dorms, she said, you need to get acclimated with your new town. So she went get a whole bunch of Lafayette magazines and newspapers. And the first article that I read, it was front page of the paper, was Acadian Ambulance starts National EMS Academy. So I knew the first day of class in Lafayette, I was kind of starting to think about it, and I knew I was going to go back home and do that program right then and there. So
So the last name Danos, whether through marriage or through being your maiden name, is a very prominent name in the area. But you went to South Terrebonne, right?
correct. Yep.
What was that like?
It was fun. I was actually the mascot there. I was the gator. So
Wow.
it was a lot of fun. I participated with different things there. A lot of my family had gone to South Terrebonne. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah. And so I was reading, you mentioned the paramedic angle. You were always interested in being a paramedic, but if the facts be known, being a fire chief, you got to know how to be a paramedic, don't you?
Correct. We run a lot of EMS calls, so a lot of departments require people to at least be emergency medical responders. A lot of people end up going becoming EMTs, and some end up becoming paramedics also. So there's some medical training. Pretty much the bare minimum is to at least know CPR training with most departments.
What kind of pressure, if any, maybe there's none, maybe I'm just using the wrong word, but you're 36 years old, you're the first woman to lead a fire department in Terrebonne Parish. Does it come pretty naturally to you, or do you have something to prove at this point?
Some things come natural. Some things I'm kind of the worrier anyway. So sometimes I'll just wake up during the night and be like, oh, I need to take care of this or
Right.
take care of that. But there's a lot of people that are helping me. I couldn't be where I am without, the support of my family, also our volunteers, our board, the people who were in positions before me. So just the support also of the community has been helpful. So some things I do get nervous about or things, but there's always somebody I feel like I can lean on that'll help me. So maybe where I lack in certain gifts, they have strengths in. So we're a family, we're a team together.
Well, yeah, which is typical management. Just because I can come on a news desk and interview somebody doesn't mean I know how to work a computer. So everybody's got their own skill set.
Correct.
But when did you know the avenue had been cleared and that you were being looked at to be the chief?
Well, we kind of had a plan for somebody else to be chief. And then, it takes a lot of prayer and consideration to really realize where you are in life to take this step. Because it's not just oh, I want to be chief. There's a lot to think about with it. So it didn't really work out for that person. And then it was kind of like, well, what's next? Who's next? And then I realized the eyes were on me. So I was asked if I would be interested in interim chief. And I said, of course, whatever it takes to keep this department going at the time. And then it became, well, now we're going to open up the position, and I had to decide, am I going to apply or not? So it took a lot of prayer and talking to certain people, and everybody just said, you have to figure out if this is something you want to do.
Now, you've been there since 2004, so fire procedures weren't new to you.
Correct.
So,
Correct. I've been there a while. Over the years, I've kind of taken on a little bit more and more different positions, but it's still a bit different being the head of the department,
hey, you were the president of the Montegut Volunteers. You were a paramedic, captain, community relations, and you replaced Toby Henry, who joined Bayou Kane.
Correct.
You have fire department in April. So you're the new EMS chief. Well, he became the new EMS chief. You became the chief in Montague, and it's such a very tight knit community. I always
Correct.
find those Bayou communities, they're like glue, especially when we cover stories there for years, and don't mess with their people. They're going to handle it themselves. So you just sort of have to maneuver it and just keep it steady, don't you?
Correct. And we're very blessed to be able to work so closely together with the other fire departments too.
True. Yep, no doubt. The radios all have to be connected.
Correct. So even though certain people are different positions in other departments, a lot of them still volunteer in their local departments too.
This is exciting news, and we're so glad you can make it. And I always notice, I've always think of our appellate court judge, Judge Whipple. And I think of Rolanda Williams when she became the chairperson for the Terrebonne Parish Council. And I watched them, how they maneuver through things. And it was different than men did it. And I always used to tell the men, they're very thorough, they're very calculated, they know what they want to do, and they stick by their guns. Does that describe you?
A little bit.
Yeah. What would you do different? And I'm not trying to make this a male-female thing, because obviously you qualify. But what would you do different than your predecessor?
My predecessor, Toby Henry, and even before him, Spencer Rose, did a great job of, keep continuing to build the department. So that's what I continue, hoping to do. Since the storm and all things, some people have moved out the area. So just kind of trying to gain more volunteers, keep the staffing right. Also, our budget took a hit. We took a big hit for Pointe-au-Chien Station for the storm. So just to kind of keep things continuing where they were just in times like today. But the big thing is just try to get more community involvement, more volunteers involved. Not everybody has to fight fire. There's always a spot, I say, for everyone in the department.
Right. But you're right. It's not just about fighting fires. We had COVID for a long number of years. You were involved in that.
Correct.
Y'all had to give vaccination shots and do different things.
Correct.
Then Ida comes roaring through. And before Ida, if you've been there since 2004, Katrina, Rita, all these storms, Gustav that came through. The fire departments are so much more than putting out fires.
Correct.
Fire may be fifth or sixth on the list as far as frequency. I may be wrong on that, but
No,
to
you're
me,
right.
there's a lot of things that have to be done. So you have to be well versed in a lot of different things, right?
Correct.
So you must have been soaking this up during the years.
Correct. Like I said, we've had to deal with things that just come our way, and I think we've done a great job. They talk about the bayou being strong, and that's really important. I think our biggest problem is just kind of being patient right now, like everybody else, just kind of waiting for insurance, waiting for FEMA to rebuild, but just taking those small steps and going forward.
Yeah, I was reading a quote. Let's see. Toby says she was a great choice for the position and has been with the fire department for many years. She was an asset as a ranking officer to me and was always somebody intimately involved with the operations for the entire fire department. She was somebody who has progressed to a point where she earned this position. I'm extremely proud of Gina. I think she'll continue doing good things for the community. The key word he said there, earned. You're not a token woman who was brought up because it was the right thing to do. You earned that position since 2004. What do your friends say?
They, I guess in a sense, they said, they knew eventually it would probably happen. They probably knew it before me. I was just always good where I was, just like it says, intimately involved in the department. It didn't matter what rank I was. I would do anything for the department or our community where need be. But yeah,
I see
they're very excited. I think sometimes other people are more excited than me. Just even the other day, I was on the phone trying to take care of some things, and the customer service representative, she's like, "Well, who's the fire chief?" And I told her I was. She was excited. That
Yeah.
it was a female. So it's very exciting to have everybody else excited about it too.
And I'm really glad that Terrebonne has gone in that direction. It was, like I said, it was a trickle effect from, I guess I'm showing my age. I've been on the desk nearly 40 years. And when I first started, there were no women in high ranking positions. There's a lot more. But, I think that was two things had to happen. The women stepped up and became more assertive, and the men had to realize, they have a lot of qualities that we could use in high ranking positions. So I think it was twofold for that matter. I see you're a T-ball coach during the summer, and you assist with the youth ministry at church in the CASA program.
Correct.
That means you got a big heart, don't you?
That's right. Yeah. I
Yeah.
stay really busy, and, every now and then I feel like, oh, maybe I could get involved with another organization, but I just kind of pray about things and just really listen to my heart and kind of what's out there and what's needed in the community. And I feel like I've gotten involved in a lot of great organizations.
Just T-ball. Children?
Yes, 5 and 6 year olds. It's a mix of girls and boys.
Absolutely. Okay. And then CASA, that's such a big program
Correct.
now.
Yep.
So you are, if you weren't busy before, you're really busy now, right?
Exactly. I used to joke and say I need about one more of me and about 5 more hours in each day. Now I need 2 of me and about 10 more hours in each day.
Well, something tells me that you're going to do just fine. And I want to congratulate you on a job well done, a great career. And we look forward to working with you as the chief of Montegut. So, Chief Danos, good to see you. Glad to have you on. And I told you it would be easy, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Martin.
All right, you did a great job. Thanks. All right, we will be right back with more right here on Bayou Time.